I am Julie Sawchuk. I live in Blythe, Ontario, and I'm an accessibility strategist.
You're so awesome. I'm Ren Navarro, and I run Beer Diversity, which is a diversity and inclusion company / advocacy group. I think that we've got some really exciting things happening here at the farm. You've been here since the start, but
Before the start.
Before this, yeah, you were like pre-building.
I was just thinking about it on the way here, that I love how open they are to trying new things.
Yeah, definitely.
And a lot of organizations, you could say, you know, it would be really good if you did this, or what do you think about doing this? And they'd think about it and they'd research it, or they would put it on a list.
Right,
and
the
then,
infamous list.
Yeah, and then maybe, you know, it would come up again in conversation. Oh yeah, we were gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
But I'm especially excited to see the new signs up with the bathrooms, because it was a conversation that was had, and then it was like, yeah, okay, send us some ideas for signs, and then they did it.
Yeah, and I think, you know, because I look at diversity and inclusion and you know, having to remind people that diversity isn't just skin color, and there's so much more.
Yeah.
That seeing that they're using the man in motion icons and not the static wheelchair.
Yeah. So we call it forward movement.
Right.
And the reason why it makes a difference is because the traditional international symbol of access is just that person sitting in a wheelchair. Yep. And they're static, they look like they're waiting for someone to come and push them along. And that does not represent people with disabilities at all. And you know, people with disabilities all have something to contribute, and that idea of the motion, it just makes people go, oh.
Yeah, it's so great, because the second you see it, you're like, oh, right, people are moving around. We're all moving around in some way, shape, or form. So, yeah.
And it's the way we built our environment that allows us to do that. It's the environment that is the disabling factor.
Right.
Yeah.
And now having these pride flags on the window, and these are things that people don't think about, right? Because everyone says, I've created a safe space, and therefore you should just know. And it's, yeah, but is it a safe space before I get in the door? This is the secret handshake for people who are nervous about going to places. And I think that having these little extra pieces, and you know, once you get into this building, you understand that the people who are here are learning and expanding and caring, and they're showing what they learned. But we're in Blythe, and there aren't a lot of people who look like me. And I keep coming here. And so it's like, I come here because I know I'm safe.
And that's gonna translate into the people who are guests here as well, right? Because they're gonna see that toilet symbol and the flags, and they're gonna be like, well, that's different.
Yep.
I need to figure that out, or I like that, or I wonder what that means.
It's moments of education.
Yes, I love it.
So important.
Love it.
And I think it'll be a great talking point too. So it's, some great changes are gonna.
Changing the conversation.
Yeah, right? Ask questions.